Name's Roger Boaty. Mr. George Roger Boaty.
No, you're not on the one, are you? I am a harmless windscreen viper. I don't think you're on the one, so good evening. Hello, I'm here, but I'm immediately leaving. Oh, that's bloody nice, isn't it? Charming. All right, sod off then. Oh, dear me. No, seriously, sleep well and have a splendid day at work tomorrow. Did you all enjoy Mustard's live stream? I hope you did. Oh dear me, Grace. I must admit, I kind of put it on and I've kind of been busy. I've actually been doing stuff over the last hour and a half. I really have. I have. What have I done? Well, I've opened, well, I haven't opened it. The BBC opened it, but I have entered into a copyright dispute with the BBC, who are claiming that tomorrow's video contains elements of a Top Gear episode, and they have managed to get my video blocked in every country in the world, on every internet. And I thought, I'm not fucking having that. Fuck you, BBC. It doesn't contain any Top Gear. It's also got another copyright claim on it from, what are they called? A Scottish group. Counting Crows. I've never heard of them. I had to Google them. And they're claiming that their song is in it, which it really isn't. So I thought, I'm not having this. I'm not taking this. I'm not bending over. Sod you. It's got nothing to do with you. It's got no Top Gear in it, and it's got no Counting Crows in it. I'm really annoyed by it. Genuinely annoyed. Oh, evening, Mike. Yes, good evening, Cheeseburger. Bye, Simon. Hey, Trace. Hey, Steve. Hello, Matt. Dinosaur Dad. Hello, Jimmy. How you doing? Yeah, the bastards. But I'm properly annoyed, and I am going to fight this because I know that I am in the right. I stole this video in good faith from a completely separate source that's got nothing to do with the BBC or any silly Scottish pop group. And I'm not bloody having it. So, annoyed. That's how I am, Matt. I'm annoyed. So, I've, and it gets quite serious. If you want to dispute one of these things, then you have to get into all of this legalese stuff. And they warn you that you have to sign things with your actual name, and you have to acknowledge that if it turns out that you're a lying cheaty pants, you'll lose your YouTube channel and your YouTube account and all of that. And I went through it all. And I ticked all the boxes. And I told them that they were being very silly indeed. And yeah, so I am now, I can't stop paying my TV license. I don't pay it. As you all well know, I haven't got a telly. And the BBC can go and swivel as far as I'm concerned. It hasn't got any Top Gear in it. I wanted to upload a lovely video for you that you all need to watch. And some of you will have seen it and some of you won't. And as far as I'm aware, I did check the footage. Yeah, you shout away, Trace. Right, the footage is out of copyright. There's no copyright on it. If there was, I would deal with it, but there isn't. 2 visual copyright claims have been made. Now, this footage is car footage, and all you can hear is the car's engine and the screeching of the tyres, and that's literally it. There's no music, there's no dialogue, absolutely nothing at all. And it was filmed in, Christ, when was it filmed? I think it was filmed in the early 70s, which is long before fucking Top Gear was a thing, and long before pissing, counting magpies, whoever they are, Scottish people, long before, it's probably before they were born, let alone recorded a poxy song. So I'm battling it, and it might take 30 days. And I might lose my channel and my YouTube account. And I don't care, because I've got right on my side. So fuck them. Hello, Simone. I forgot about your TV license, says Cheeseburger. Do you have a radio license or dog license? No, neither. Put the video on Facebook, says Jimmy Quinn. Yeah, well, I mean, I could do, and possibly I will do, but I want to put it on YouTube. And I'm jolly well entitled to, because it's not infringing the copyright of the people who are claiming that it's infringing their copyright. So balls to them. Now, it could potentially have been breaching copyright, which is why I put it up as a private unlisted video to check to see if there was a copyright claim. And if there was a genuine copyright claim, it could only come from one man, a delightful chap who I've actually met called Claude Lelouch. He's the only guy that could have a copyright claim on that, and he hasn't put one on it. It's 2 entirely spurious claims, so we'll see what happens with that. I'm annoyed that it can take 30 days. Is the video a car racing around a city? It is indeed, Jimmy Quinn. I'm sure you know what the video is. It's a film called Seti and Rendezvous. It was a date by Claude Lelouch. And basically the bit, I'm sure a lot of you will have seen it, right? But some of you won't. And I wanted to have it on my channel if it was available. And I assumed that it probably would be available. So I obtained the footage and I uploaded it to see what happened. And these 2 spurious bloody claims went in. So yeah, it's quite well known. It's an amazing film. That's why I wanted those of you who hadn't seen it to see it. It's an absolutely amazing film, and if you know the story behind it, which I do, it's even more amazing. And if you've recreated the film yourself, which I have, I drove to it's filmed in Paris in the very early morning, just at daybreak. And basically, shall I let you into some secrets here? 'Cause I happen to know some things about this film. Fucking BBC, Mike, absolutely. I'm in the car rewriting them. No copyright on Oasis then, says Simone. Yeah, there is copyright on Oasis, but I had a word with the boys and I said, look, I'm trying to raise some money for a stereo for Wet Leg. And they said, cool. I'd already sorted something out because I used the same footage on my story of the record sleeve of Some Might Say, which was filmed at a railway station, which was my local railway station when I was living in Matlock, Bath, Cromford railway station. It's a great story behind the artwork, and I knew the backstory that very few people know, because it went around the village, because the boys and the entourage stayed in the village the night before they did the shoot for Some Might Say, which was of course their first #1 hit record. So yeah, there is copyright on that Oasis track, but I do have permission to use it. And again, to let you into a little secret, then we're doing a revenue share on the 12 pence that the videos will make. 'Cause it's on 2 videos now, and that's all above board. It's done with permission, and it's a simple pro rata revenue share. So that's cool. Counting Crows are quite a good band, Bad Boaty. I don't give a fuck if they're a good band. Their work does not appear on a 1972 fucking French film. So they're claiming copyright on my video. Well, they can go and suck their own trumpets. They might be the nicest of people. I don't even know what the fucking song is. Fucking arseholes. And it's not them anyway, is it? It's going to be their record label or their mother or their Auntie Mildred. But I don't know that, so I'm just going to be annoyed with them. It's not like they're ever going to know about it, is it? Counting Crows. What a bloody stupid name for a band. Why couldn't they call themselves the Beatles or something like that? What was I telling you? Right, yeah. Secrets. Oh yeah, secrets on the film. Okay. Now, legend had it that, 'cause it's a genuine film and it was made and it was released, and it's basically a car being driven through the streets of Paris from one side to the other. I mean, yeah, exactly, cheeseburger. Bollocks mustard. So it's a film of a car being driven with a camera mounted on the front bumper on a gyroscope, and there were all sorts of rumours about this film when it first came out, and it was generally accepted. It was generally accepted that the people did all sorts of homework on it. It had all been filmed on the hush hush. And people did all sorts of homework on it. And it was generally accepted that it was filmed, that the car used was a Ferrari 275 GTB Daytona, which is a car that some of you... Oh, Mike, you're finished. That's great, mate. What do you mean I talk to magpies? I'm a bloody hypocrite. Talking to magpies is different to counting fucking crows, isn't it? I mean, you have to talk to magpies because it's bad luck if you don't. You salute them and you say, "Good morning, Mr. Magpie. How are the wife and kids?" That's perfectly all right. That's a totally different thing to counting fucking crows. I mean, that's just impolite. You know? All right, a magpie comes along and I say hello to it. I'm polite. I recognise it. I give it respect. I salute it. Good morning, Mr. Magpie. I give it a correct title. I inquire after the health of his wife and children. That's nice. These Scottish arseholes, crows appear and they just go 1, 2, 3. No, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, there's 4 of the bastards. Hey, let's get down to the pub. Not the same thing, mustard. Bad mustard. Bad mustard. Oh, you are a bad mustard. Not even a Dijon mustard or a Tewkesbury mustard. You know what you are tonight, Captain, with your comments? You are an oldie own brand mustard. That's what you are tonight. We all wish Mike the very best on a serious note. I don't know. Don't want to share too much, but he's having a battle, and it's not his first. And we're all bloody behind you, Mike. You kick its ass, and it. Hang on. I'm Scottish, and some say an arsehole too. I'm not saying that all Scottish people are arseholes. I'm just saying that these crow counters are misguided, misbegotten bogworms. That's what they are. Slightly infected toilet seats. White plastic toilet seats that aren't even soft close and have got an indelible yellow stain from urine that has just tinkled onto the seat. That's what they are. Oh. Anyway, I'm telling you about this nice film, and then I'm going to bugger off. I'm not going to be here for long. Oh, dear me. They used to be called Counting Sheep, but their audience kept falling asleep. Once we have dealt with Wales, can the squadron reach Scotland? Yes, we fucking can. We're going to hunt these crow counters down. Barn pots. The cheek of it. So we're all sending Mike love, and that's nice. And yeah, all of my love, Mike, and I can't wait to meet you, mate. Not too long from now, I'm coming home to Wales, and I'm going to meet you and buy you a pint of old phlegm Welsh lovely beer and a Clark's pie. Now then. See, Jimmy Quinn knows the same secret that I do. The car was supposed to be driven by a racing driver, according to general legend. And it was supposed to be a Ferrari 275 GTB Daytona. And as Jimmy Quinn correctly points out, the car was Claude Lelouch's own Mercedes 450 SEL 6.9 litre V8. Can we all move that packet of Mercato tomato? Oh, I've got no idea what Tracy's banging on about. Oh, Roger Boaty's off. What was I saying? Yeah, Jimmy Quinn is 100% correct, and he used the Mercedes because of the suspension. It had the self-leveling suspension, which was the most suitable for the gyro-mounted bumper camera type of thing. Well, I need to talk about this, Trace, because it's a gift. I had the pleasure of the lovely underscore company this evening, and he very kindly bought me some shit from his house that he didn't want anymore. I'm joking, of course. It was he brought me some lovely, thoughtful gifts that were also slightly connected with decluttering, but I can't wait to try these. You wait until I show you what's in here. These are being deployed tonight, and I'm very excited about them. Oh, and the Nepalese guys were quite excited as well, Matt, because apparently these are a thing in Nepal. And, you know, I'm saying, look at these, you won't believe what I've got here. And they're saying, yeah, we all have those in Nepal. So, anyway. Right, yes. So Jimmy Quinn is correct. It was a 450 SEL 6.9 V8 automatic. Now, if you've seen the film or when you watch the film, you will hear the soundtrack of a manual V12. And that is because the naughty, cheaty French chap, oh, and he drove it himself. He actually drove the car himself. And he overdubbed the sound of a manual V12 Ferrari engine. But that is one of only 2 cheats in what is an amazing film. The soundtrack is overdubbed. It was a V8 automatic Mercedes, not a V12 manual Ferrari. But other than that, the footage is authentic and accurate. It's not speeded up. It's not played with in any way. There was one other cheat. Now, the film is supposedly filmed on public roads, not closed in any way, shape or form. And obviously he's driving at seriously illegal speeds. And he's going through junctions at mad speeds without stopping. I mean, at one point he goes around the Arc de Triomphe, and if you've ever driven around the Arc de Triomphe, then, you know, that's an experience like no other in life. The one other cheat was that there was one junction. Actually, it wasn't a cheat. It was supposed to be a cheat, but it was a failed cheat. There was one junction where he had 4 cars, Mike. Bloody hell. There was one junction where he had a guy planted with a walkie-talkie to let him know if the junction was clear for him to whiz through. But the walkie-talkie didn't work, so he had to do it naturally and organically. But there you go. There you go. You'll just have to watch it if I ever manage to upload it. Well worth a watch. It's not quite 9 minutes long, and you need to watch it with the sound up. Even though you know that the soundtrack is an overdubbed cheat, it's still worth doing. And Jimmy, me and my son did the same roads in Paris in his Subaru Impreza WRX Pro Drive early in the morning. Frightening. And son was driving, that's Jimmy. Well, Jimmy, I did exactly the same. Well, not exactly the same. But yeah, I recreated it. And I was in a Toyota Supra twin turbo, which was also automatic. So in that sense, it was faithful to the original. Now, as Jimmy will know, or as Jimmy probably will know, it depends when he did it. You can't recreate the exact route. And you haven't been able to for some while because there have been some changes in the roads. But you can have a jolly good bash at it, and it's an amazing thing to do. Too many people about, Jimmy. Yeah. What time did you do it, Jimmy? See, I did mine at the same time it was originally filmed, literally at daybreak. It was daylight. But when I started the run, and I took this from the original film, you could pick up the headlights on the road, so it wasn't fully light. I imagine, 5 a.m. Yeah, so yeah, you did the same. It's an amazing thing to do, though, isn't it, Jimmy? It's for anybody who's seen the film. It's one of those things that you just have to do. Yeah. You have to go and live it yourself. It must have been terrifying, absolutely bloody terrifying, and it is all absolutely genuine. I mean, at one point, he has to drive over the pavement to avoid a bloody bin lorry, one of those overnight bin lorries. So there you are. That's what I've been up to, and I've been I've been putting a lot of thought in other things to do with the channel, because there may be, well, there won't be a change coming up. There'll be no change to see, but there might be a change for me, because somebody has said that they want to buy a share of the channel, by which they would pay me a sum of money, and I would give them a percentage of the channel in perpetuity on a lifetime thing. Well, not just a lifetime thing. They want me to write it into my bloody will, so that when I cough it, they still keep copping for the video revenue. So that's interesting. That's that is interesting. And you're looking at my hair now. Do you want me to put my hat on? Good night, Simone. Sleep tight, my lovely. It will last. Don't you worry about that. You've just forgotten how wild my hair was back in November and December, and it will be that wild again. Don't you worry. Now, it might be a little bit more difficult this year because I didn't actually shave my head. I went to an actual barber and had it clipped, and that's £8 I'll never see again. So I'm probably about 3 weeks behind, but Wayne's World sold their channel too. Oh, did they? I'm not going to sell it. I'm just going to take on an investor, or potentially I'm going to take on an investor. Well, another investor. I already have one. I didn't plan to. The guy who put the money up for Mustard and Boaty do cars, which kind of went tits up, still wanted to be involved when we'd stopped doing, when Mustard and Boaty had paused doing cars, and said, well, can't I just be a partner in your YouTube thing? And I thought, well, I can't afford to pay you the money back, so yeah, you might as well be. Basically, it's the restaurant guys. They just want to be involved, and why not? Why not? It would get me out of the shit of getting through this month. God knows how I'm going to do that. So yeah, I'm not averse to it. It would be, it's a bad business decision for me. So you should be, Liz. Better late than never. You need a little of money to give up a chunk of your channel, especially as you plan to get bigger than Hubnut. Yeah, but it's only a share of the ad revenue. And as you know, that's a relatively minor amount. And it wouldn't just be a one-off. It would open the doors to other things, so that if I did begin to become big, I would have the ammunition behind me to really go for it. So if they're partners in the channel, right, and I say, right, we're doing good numbers now, guys, you've got your investment back, or you've got a chunk of your investment back. I'm advertising your business. You can see it's all right. Let's do something really big. Let's go to Nepal for a month and do a series of driving videos around Nepal. Oh, and you guys need to pay for it. They'll do it. It would open up a lot of doors if they were actually involved with the business. It would mean that I cocked up my comment. Well, they're tricky chaps' words. My son did a 4-wheel drift. I shut my eyes going around Paris. Yeah, I scared myself shitless, to be honest with you, Jimmy. I properly went for it, and I scared myself absolutely shitless. And I didn't just scare myself, I wasn't alone. Somebody was even more scared than me. What a shame. What? Oh, Mike! Bless you. Oh, you lovely man, you. Bloody hell, well, that's your Clark's pie paid for, isn't it? Thank you very much. Mike has just sent a super chat, which is super lovely of him. And I'm really, really grateful. Have you got the energy to go back into business, Sosuke? No, is the honest answer to that. I'm quite comfortable where I am. I advise on their businesses. I get involved where I need to, or where it's difficult to explain. I mean, you know, for example, something happened over the weekend. I can't really talk about it at the moment because the outcome isn't absolute. But to give you an idea of what the setup is that over the weekend I was kind of pushed over the edge with, I can't really say anything because I don't know who's watching. No, I can't. But no, I haven't really got the energy to go back into business per se, but this would just be me carrying on the channel, absolutely doing whatever the bloody hell I want and any kind of nonsense that I want to. It's just that I would have, there would be a couple of, what do you call them? Sleeping partners. And that appeals to me on 3 different levels. One is that it would give me a little bit of working capital to get me through the rest of the cold spell and get me into summer. It would give me the money to buy a car to flip, which if I did it properly would turn into 2 cars and then 3 cars. And that would really start a ball rolling, and that would be my thing. It would be content for the channel, but in terms of actually making money buying and selling cars, that would be entirely my own thing, or probably mine and Mustard's thing, because I'd want to do it with Mustard. I wouldn't want to do it entirely on my own. It would just be a re-kickstart to Mustard and Boaty do cars, doing it in a slightly different way, I suppose. But mostly, I would like them to be involved as a thank you for everything that they've done for me over the last however many years it is, 5-6 years. They've kept me alive. They've been my family. They've made every day a pleasure. And you know, I'm delighted that they want to be part of it, that they want to be on board. It's not about the money. God knows they don't need the few quid that they'd earn through me. Even if I became massive, even if I became as big as JM on cars, which, let's face it, is unlikely, but even if that happened, then the money would be virtually meaningless to them. They're doing it just because they want to be part of it with me. And I'm really quite touched with that. So if it happened, and it's not a definite, they might just be talking nonsense. Although we did shake on it tonight. But if it happened, I would be very, very happy to go with it. So yeah, it would work on many, many levels for me. And, you know, I would probably have not a new channel, but a new playlist of expanding on probably not the stuff in the restaurant, because the restaurant stuff would become a bit sensitive in that we've got unique, there's only so much I could show you because competition is rife in the Nepali restaurant community, and we're kind of at the forefront of fusion foods. and there's too much that's sensitive. There's too much that I wouldn't be able to film, purely because people would get insight into our recipes, and our recipes are almost all unique because they're the restaurant recipes are based on authentic Nepali foods, but with twists to Europeanize them for European palates. And it would just be too sensitive to share. But what I could do, and what Ram wants to do, is he wants to take it out of the restaurant, and he wants his own section on my channel where he genuinely cooks genuine Nepali cuisine, the actual stuff that we eat, and he wants to film that at home, and give a genuine insight into amazing Nepali cuisine and how healthy it is, and just how unbelievably wonderfully tasty it is, and he quite fancies being a semi-celebrity chef, and he's actually got the personality to back it up, as has Gopi. They're very different. Gopi has got they're both very funny men. Gopi has got a very dry sense of humour, whereas Ram is more the clown. But they're both talented men, and once they became comfortable with the camera, they would both give really, really good content. So maybe nothing will happen. But we will see. Where did I get to? Oh, Trace has been to a party. Oh, Mickey's here. Hey, Mickey. I'm trying to imagine you and Mustard on Dragon's Den trying to explain your channels. Well, you couldn't, could you? You just couldn't. How could you explain what? Oh, God above. Multiple financial backers and meetings with shady-looking blokes in restaurants. Yeah, pretty much. Get to Ellesmere Port auctions on a Friday. Cars go for pennies. Bad timing, but in theory I'd be up for that because, as you know, Bernard resides in Ellesmere Port. Might bump into it. Yeah, so there we are. That's caught you up on all of that nonsense. Speaking of food, lunch tomorrow. I am going to make Toulouse saucisson lyonnaise, Toulouse garlic sausages with pomme lyonnaise, with lyonnaise potatoes, and possibly with a kind of, maybe with a kind of Cajun type, really spicy gravy. Bit of fusion. French sausages are fabulous. If you've never tried them, then you should. So yeah, and pomme lyonnaise is just, it's just potatoes fried in oil and butter with lashings of onions, and a few, infused oil and infused butter with selection of Provence herbs. And that's nice, but I thought maybe to just push it a little bit, give it a bit of fusion, and I thought I haven't made it for a while, but make a kind of dirty Cajun, South American, Louisiana gravy, but really spice it up to the max, So, oh, Thank you, General Cheeseburger. It ain't going to happen overnight, that's for sure. 30 days, it says, but we'll see what happens. I live on my own now, says Skik, and tried to do roast potatoes, but I'm missing something. Can you help? Okay, roast potatoes. Everybody's probably got their own tips for roast potatoes. My tip would be parboil them, and parboil them for a little bit longer than you think that you would. If they still look like a fully formed potato, cook them a bit longer. Cook them until the edges start to break up a little bit, or look as if they're about to start breaking up a little bit. Then drain the water out of the pan and just give them a shuffle around the pan so that the edges bang into the side of the pan, and that will break the edges up. You need a little bit of break up on those edges. And then roast them in, well, whatever you're going to roast them in. I mean, you can use duck fat, goose fat if you want to go down that route. To be honest, I roast them in a really good extra virgin olive oil because it's healthier. You know, I'm almost dead. Excuse me. And I don't want to hasten the death process by ingesting massive amounts of goose or duck fat. But, so stick your oil in your roasting tray, stick it in the oven and get it good and warm, and infuse the oil with anything that you like. I mean, at a bare minimum, season it, but infuse it with something, bang something in there, whatever you fancy. Some thyme, rosemary, garlic maybe, whatever you fancy. And so get the oil hot, all right? And then put your potatoes in so that they go in with a sizzle. And those broken edges of the potato, they will absorb the oil, which is why I don't use duck or goose fat, because that would make them exceedingly unhealthy. But they will absorb the oil and the edges will go wonderfully crispy. The inside should be light and fluffy. I would suggest that, having initially heated your oil, back the oven back down and roast them, gradually increasing the temperature so that you get a nice fluffy inside, but the outsides will give you that really nice crisp edge. You can dust them with flour, should you so choose. Just give them a bit of love and give them more than just water and oil. Give them something to, you know, they give them some herbs, give them some seasoning, give them a bit of something. I hate roasting with olive oil, says Trace. Well, then do it then. Just telling you what I do. Oh, I knew people would have ideas. Parboil and run them round in a colander to rough them up. Yeah, same thing. Roast potatoes are best cooked in lard, says the northerner. Nothing is best cooked in lard. Nothing. And as Mike correctly says, lard, for fuck's sake. I mean, chips are best cooked in beef dripping, but lard? Lard on toast. Proper leftover lard, homemade from the week's cooking. Very nice and makes the best Yorkies ever. No, what makes the best Yorkies ever is bacon fat. If you want proper roasties, they need bacon fat. Nothing works as well as bacon fat for a Yorkshire pudding. Trust me. Animal fat has to be better than vegetable oil. Oh God. Oh God, now we're talking about lard. Why are we talking about lard? Olive oil is the best, correct, Mike? You see, now, this is an interesting thing, and I spoke about this before, but because of that Radio 4 thing. And there's a Mediterranean divide. And above the line, everybody thinks butter dripping lard is what makes food the best ever. And below the line is olive oil. A really good olive oil is what makes the best food ever. And I fall below the line. I've spent a lot of time in Southern Europe. I spent a lot of time on the Maltese Islands. I lived in Cyprus. I'm an olive oil man. You can keep your lard, you can keep your dripping, and you can keep your crap Tesco own brand vegetable oil. Olive oil is where it's at. And infused olive oil is just, I mean, a really good olive oil, if you've never experienced a really good Mediterranean olive oil, it's the most fantastic thing ever. I mean, on its own, it will make a phenomenal salad dressing. It'll make an amazing marinade. I mean, it's just wonderful. And Mike is 100% correct, and you lot are all wrong. Olive oil is only good cold. Well, it depends on the olive oil. If you use a deliberately light and mild olive oil, that will be perfectly good for roasting, and it's healthy. It's healthier at the end of the day, boy. It's healthier. No, you're wrong. Mustard, you're wrong, and Trace, you're wrong, and Mike, you are 100% correct. Exactly. You can feel your arteries clogging up. These are people who've never lived the Mediterranean lifestyle and never lived the Mediterranean diet. There's a reason why they live longer than people in Scotland who think that everything needs to be fried in lard. Olive oil is the way forward. Of course you do, Jimmy. Well done. Do you mean they don't cook roast potatoes in Italy? Of course they do. I don't even have crap oil in the house. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 different olive oils here in the kitchen. And the only other oils I have are this stuff, which if you've never tried it, that is amazing. That is amazing. But you know what? I've had this now for a long time, right? Chu Chow chili from southern China. That is not Chu Chow chili oil, because the original oil that came in this is, or was, hang on, let's tell you. I can't see, it's too dark. Hang on a minute. Let me get under a light. I can't see a fucking thing. I'm going to have to take a... Oh, dear. Now I can't find a phone. Why can I not find a phone? I've got millions of phones. I had a phone here. Where's it? Oh, there it is. When it's dark, this is how I have to read stuff. I have to take a photograph of it so I can blow it up. Oh, that's not really helping me. Stay still. Ah, yes, I knew it. Right. Okay, so this Chu Chow chili oil. Chu Chow chilies, chopped. You can see them in there, and they are fearsome. Fabulous taste. You have to have this for, but this was originally sesame oil, which of course the Chinese love. So it's sesame oil infused with the chu-chow chilies and a bit of seasoning and soy, right? But this isn't, because once I'd used all of that oil, I replaced it with Gozitan olive oil. So this is now a fusion oil, right? But it's Gozitan olive oil in there, my lovelies. So there you go. I've improved on something the Chinese did. And you're all wrong. I'm properly grumpy tonight, aren't I? Oh dear. Now then, what are you lot talking about? Boaty's holding in the way. Because I haven't got any reading glasses, Mustard, and I can't afford to buy any. I don't need them during normal daylight. It's just, this is a really dim cottage. Cottages need, well, they're supposed to be dim, aren't they? You can't have bright fluorescent lighting in a 700-year-old cottage. And I can't see. But anyway, I need to do this. And then I need to piss off. I don't want to turn into my father, having 600 pairs of glasses, all of which cost £1.99 from Tesco, and none of which work. The wine's going down, all right? Anyway, now, Matt. Matt popped into the restaurant tonight, bless him, and he brought me some things, and he used the excuse that he was having a bit of a declutter. We've all probably got things in it. Actually, he came up with a really good idea. We've all got things in our house that we don't use, and Matt is no exception. And we kind of hang on to them, or we try and sell them because they must have some value, whereas they probably don't. And as Matt pointed out, he's got some iPad 2s knocking around that they're just sitting in the cupboard. He's never ever going to use them again, but somebody might. And he should, and he was saying he should just put them on the internet and give them away to somebody who would use them, rather than them sitting there not being used. And he's got a jolly good point. I've got stuff sitting around here, not much, because I haven't got much of anything, because I'm incredibly poor. But we should all do that. We should all declutter. Actually, somebody mentioned this before, having a Boaty's World swap shop, where we all put stuff up that we don't want or need anymore, and we do swaps with each other, and that would be a jolly good idea. It was probably Matt. Matt has loads of good ideas. I had a great time with Matt tonight. The restaurant was dead. There was nothing happening. I'd been peeling onions. He managed to arrive just after we'd finished peeling 40 kilograms. And they cost £30 each now. They were £9.99 for a 10 kilogram sack just a few months ago, and now they're 30 quid. The cost of ingredients is terrifying, terrifying. And we're desperately trying to keep the prices the same. We're desperately trying not to put the prices up. Anyway, the point is, Matt turned up and we sat down and we had a good chat and we had coffee. And I forgot to offer him any food. I'm sorry, I meant to, but we were too busy chatting and I didn't think about it. Although, they gave me grief over this. I got grief from my chefs and they said, why did you not give Matt any food? They didn't call you Matt because they didn't remember your name or they didn't know it in the first place. But they said, well, he went without any food. And I thought about it and I thought, oh, yeah, I should have. But then I thought about it. You're staff now, Matt. You keep banging on about being my unpaid intern. So that means that you're staff, right? So you don't get restaurant food anymore. You get staff food. And we made staff curry tonight. I didn't have any tonight because staff curry tonight was a vegetable and dal curry, which can jump in the sea as far as I'm concerned. And I'm making my own Chinese chicken curry tonight, and I will make that the moment that I let you guys bugger off to bed. But yeah, the point is, Matt, you're staff now, and you sodded off before the staff curry was made. So you can't have restaurant food. That was a one-off. No more restaurant food for you. You're staff, so you eat like the rest of us. You eat the staff food. But that means you have to be there when we make it, and we make it when the work is done. And you sodded off early. So that's why you had to make your own supper, mate. But we're in the same boat. We are in the same boat because I've had to make my own. I've had to make my own supper as well. Everyone's homes are filled with shit. No, it's a thing, Matt. It's a thing. You know, the idea that we let anybody go unfed is like, it's an anathema to them. It would be an anathema in their own home. But in a restaurant where you're making food, to let anybody go without eating is horrendous. But I explained to them that that you're on the team now. You are staff. So it's staff food or sod all for you. I'm afraid, dear boy. I tell you what I'll do, Matt. I'll tell you what I'll do. I will, over the weekend, I will save you a portion of our actual staff curry, and you can try that. A small portion in case it's a little bit too spicy for you. What did you have last time? You had jalfrezi, didn't you? You should be fine with it because it's a different sort of spice heat. Staff curry it's spicy. God knows it's spicy, but it's a completely different type of heat than the hot curries that like a jalfrezi. I don't know how to describe it exactly, but the spice heat is a lot more subtle. Anyway, the point, I'll save you a portion and you can try it. And yeah, and anyway, he very kindly brought me some things, some which were from decluttering, but some which were just, frankly, really, really thoughtful. Check this out. A nice bottle of Mount Gay, which sounds a bit dodgy, but it's a Barbados rum, and I happen to know that this is not a cheap thing, and it's a bottle of booze that he had sitting about, and was never going to be drunk, so he thought he'd give it to me to do something with, and that's a lovely, lovely thing, and I am going to do something with it. The guys in the restaurant got very excited, and Matt suggested the caravan, but I don't think this is going to make it to the caravan. I think that for the next 2 or 3 Saturday nights, this is going to be the staff tipple, because they got quite excited about it at work, Matt. So that's lovely, and I will certainly try some of that myself. He also gave me a Welsh dragon made of Lego, which is quite cute. Some coffee stuff, some 3-in-1 latte coffee stuff, which is actually going to be really useful because as anybody who's visited me knows, I don't have milk at Windy Bum. Poor old Mustard had to buy his own, and it's like got a year left in it, and it's a 3-in-1 latte, so it's got coffee, sugar and milk all into it, So when you lot come round and you want a milky coffee, I can give you one of these, can't I? So that's good. And I'll take some to the caravan as well. So that's brilliant. And again, he bought these or had them given to him without realising they had milk in him and milk in them. And quite rightly, he doesn't use milk because like me, he's a grown-up and we no longer suckle on our mother's teats in order to imbibe milk. You know, anybody who relies on milk on a daily basis needs to bloody well grow up. He very thoughtfully gave me a lottery ticket that didn't win a fucking thing, but it's a thought that counts. Sorry, Matt, we're not rich, mate. Not a sausage on it. I did check it. But most wonderfully of all, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Da, 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 da. Check these out. Check them out. In Welsh red, nicely elasticated, knitted woolen slippers. How fantastic are they? I can't wait to try these. They're going on tonight. And it's a very, very timely gift because over the last few days, my old slippers, I was going to show you one and I've either thrown them out or they're upstairs. But you know when your slippers get so worn underneath because you've worn them outside a little bit as well when you're just going out to empty the bin or gone out for a fag or whatever you've gone outside for. And anyway, the bottoms of my slippers have all disintegrated and the bit in between the bottom bit and the insidey bit has all fallen out and they're all just knackered. So these are going to be my new footwear of sheer windy bottom delight. I think these are fabulous. Aren't they lovely? How cute are those? That's a really, really thoughtful thing. So I'm really grateful for those, Matt, and it was really nice to see you. I can't wait we've been talking about this tonight. We've made some plans. We talked about a lot of stuff tonight, did Matt and I. And I can't wait for the social so that you guys can all meet him as well. Because he's a really nice, do you know what he's like? He's like a little ray of sun. I'll probably embarrass him now. But he's like a little ray, well, not so little, he's taller than me. But he's like a ray of sunshine. He's got one of those, he always smiles. And he's always either laughing or on the verge of laughing. And he's got big twinkles in his eye. And it's just a pleasure being around him. Oh, one health review, that's good. Too much spicy food will make your ass explode. You might not make it home. Oh, there's a little orange base for the dragon to stand on. Oh, is there? Oh, it's in the packet, is it? I wondered what was in that packet. Ah, here we are. Oh, right. I'm not sure there is, Matt. Oh, is it this? This paper thing. Is that what it's supposed to stand on? Can't find anything else. If I missed it. Oh, sorry. I apologise. Here it is. Oh, I see. And he plops on there, does he? Hang on. I can never... His tail's in the way. Does he bend? Oh, he bends. Oh, okay. Ah, there we are. There you go. Well, I'll tell you where that's going to go, Matt. That can go on my work desk upstairs in my little office space. And that will be a little... Oh, I mean, those are just lovely things, aren't they? And it was lovely, yeah, and it was lovely to see him. It's not sad, Matt, and it is all true. He's like a ray of sunshine. He just you're automatically cheered up with him being around. And that's nice. And he has, that's the other thing I like about young Matt, he has genuinely good ideas, similar to the ideas that I would have, but just very similar, but also very slightly different. Anyway, can I bugger off now? I want some supper. I'm sorry if I've missed any. I'm sorry if I've missed any comments. I've forgotten what the hell we've spoken about tonight. Oh, I blathered on about copyright, didn't I? But I mean, I told you about my lunch tomorrow. I had Momo for lunch today, and guess what? They were fantastic. Would you expect anything else? Oh, hello. See, unlike mustard, I quelled that. I could have broken wind at you then, and that would have been wrong and disrespectful. And is Matt your love child? Well, I don't know how old you are, Matt, or if I did know, I've forgotten, but I'm pretty sure he's not my love child. I think I would have had to have been quite young. In order for that to happen. He's got bloody good teeth though. I'm jealous of his teeth. Oh, you're liking mustard. Oh, 46. Oh, he's a child. So I would have been, I would have been 6 when I fathered him. So I don't think that's a raffle ticket that I have to buy. I don't think I'm in the frame for underscores parenthood. What would his father be called? Overscore, I suppose. But I'm looking forward to everybody meeting everybody, and I'm looking forward to meeting you all, and I'm looking forward to you all meeting each other, and I'm looking forward to lots of wonderful times. So there. And that's it. I have little more to say to you, my loves. Little more to say, to be honest. Oh, I could blather on about the videos that I'm going to whack up to. Actually, I know what one of them is that's going up tomorrow. It's another music video. I'm banging some of my favourite music videos up because I want to share them with you, because I want to have easy access to them for me to listen to myself. But most of all, because music videos get hits. So I want the easy views and a bit of income from them. You know, I was watching a video. Well, it's like that one of Pepsi. You know how obsessed I am with that video of Pepsi and Mike Oldfield. And I must have watched that for probably 1,000 times. I bet I've watched it 1,000 times. And that means I've given 1,000 times, I've given income to somebody else. And it's got like over 1 million views. And I thought, well, why not just put it on my channel? And then other people might watch it. And when I watch it myself, I'll be paying myself and earning my own money. So that's what I'm doing. All of my favourite bits of songs, I'm uploading them to my own channel so that the money goes to me and not to somebody else. So I'm probably nicer than them. Oh, this is an interesting one. Yeah, indeed, Matt. I agree with you. Good night, Mike. Before I go, Skik says, Boaty, who is the best voice of all time? What an interesting question. And we'll come back to this one in the next one, but I'll give you my initial thoughts. Best voice of all time. I'd have to break that down into, spoken voice, singing voice. The first name that sprang to mind was Richard Burton. And if I had to pick one voice of all the genre of voices, yeah, I would say Richard Burton has the best voice of all time. When it comes to singing voices, that would be a different thing. We'll do this. We'll do this in tomorrow's live stream. We will. We'll do this in tomorrow's live stream. We'll pick this up, Skip. The best voice of all time will be a subject for tomorrow's live stream. So think about it. I'll give you my initial thoughts, which might have changed by tomorrow. Richard Burton for spoken voice. Operatic voice is a no-brainer. Luciano Pavarotti. Pop type voice. Not pop, but you know, other non-operatic singing voices. Roy Orbison. Roy Orbison. Yeah, Roy Orbison. And the rest of it we'll do tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow. Everybody's saying good night. It's late. I need to eat. I need to put my new slippers on. And you all need to go to bed. Thank you for being here and putting up with this awful crap. How many of you are there? I didn't even look at the numbers. Anybody left? Good God, 14 of you still. Who would have thought it? And 3 of you have pressed like. That's very kind. 3 whole people liking my video. Yay me. Oh, I can never find this when I want to. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Oh, and it's going to be muted again, isn't it? Yeah, thought it would be. Press pause, unmute, go back to the beginning. Right, bugger off. Have a good night's sleep. See you tomorrow. Oh, bollocks. I've frozen my wine. Have I got a wine curd? I have a wine curd. Not a bad one though. All right, my loves. On a serious note, we're in for a little bit of a cold spell, aren't we? For a few days. Hopefully it will be the last of the year. If any of you are struggling with food or heating, please give me a shout. Nobody should be cold or hungry. Stay safe, stay warm, sleep tight. I'll see you tomorrow. You take care. Have a great day. Bye now.